What is gematria?
So in short, it's an alphanumerical code that could be broken down into different ciphers. So these ciphers are depending on what type of gematria you're doing. So in essence, gematria was traditionally done with Hebrew letters. They were applying these letters to full words. And then as time went on, we essentially started utilizing gematria with the English language. So in short, gematria is just the alphanumerical cipher. It applies a numerical value to a letter. So the basic one would be ABC equals 1, 2, 3. In my work, I try to be very basic with the ciphers and with the words I'm using. Some people, when they do gematria, they tend to put in full-blown sentences. Behind my work, when I'm doing my gematria, I'm trying to add confluence from other aspects, to include perhaps, connections to the mythologies, which are absolutely massive.
I work with numbers myself. I mean, not traditional. I work with the Torah. Hebrew's all math. It's all numbers. The ancient Jews used Hebrew as their numerical system. Each letter's a number. Like the Hebrew A, Aleph, it's 1. B, Bet, it's 2. The numbers are interrelated. Like take the Hebrew word for father. Av, Aleph, Bet. 1, 2 equals 3. All right? Hebrew word for mother, Aim, Aleph, Mem, 1, 40 equals 41. Sum of 3 and 41, 44. Hebrew word for child, all right? Mother, father, child. Yelad, that's 10, 30, and 4, 44. Torah is just a long string of numbers. Some say that it's a code sent to us from God.
That's kind of interesting.
There is an occult language that seems to have a deep connection in that it's very important for the elites as they do things on astrological dates. JP Morgan says all billionaires use astrology, but millionaires don't. So there's a very importance to dates, times, numbers, letters.
Yeah, you're spot on. I mean, again, we're all comprised of these basic things as well. Like, you have a name, right? And this name was given to you by either your mother or father, in most cases, and you were born on a specific date. And you'll see that as you start to decode yourself with more than just basic astrology, you start to see like, wow, my code, my personal code has started to show up in my life. And it makes sense why here I am. I have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is growing, and I'm speaking for you. I'm speaking for your type of, journey throughout your spiritual awakening or enlightenment, whatever you want to call it. Because to be completely honest, the only person that could possibly say such a statement that you just said would be somebody who's seeing deeper into the machinations of how this matrix reality operates.
Yeah, the movie Pi, he says how the Torah, the Old Testament, is all a decode, a Hebrew code of numbers, and the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, is within it as well. So, I mean, definitely.
Yeah, there's some definitely to be said about that. I mean, Torah in Gematria, in Caldean Gematria, equals 19. And what is the big, control device on the world stage? It's the C word 19. And we could...
That's AI as well, 19, AI. And we're hearing about all that artificial intelligence.
Absolutely. Yeah. Amazing connection. So yeah, I mean, see what you just did. You broke down a deeper part of it where you actually took a single letter, you applied the numerical value, and then you started to see how it could be decoded. As you start to pay attention to the work of decoders, whether that be me or you or whomever out there that's decoding this matrix, you're going to start to see in your daily life how this is like unescapable now. Like you've put on the they live glasses, and now you're seeing like the code itself, manifest itself in your reality. And then you're going to really, I mean, it's just such an enlightening aspect to our perception.
The Economist magazine of 2022 is super occult with the wheel of like all the different holidays of Imbolc. You got all the cryptocurrencies in there, and they predicted Bitcoin 33 years prior to the takeoff during the lockdowns. And then during that takeoff, it made Satoshi 33rd richest man in the world. How is Satoshi connected with Saturn?
So Satoshi and Saturn, a couple of years after 9/11, I was already learning about the mythologies going back to like Sumerian and Egyptian times. So I started really studying into the mythologies, and it was like a perfect collision between the Gematria side of things, getting deeper into looking into the depths of the Kabbalah, this system of allowing everyone to have a little piece of the pie with credit and mortgages and college being like that debt-based system with loans. They designed this all after World War II. They designed it before that, but they implemented it. They implemented it after World War II. So I started studying into like the creation of the Federal Reserve and the United Nations and what was going on with all these systems and tying it back to the mythologies. And I'm seeing that there's a direct connection here between Saturn and money. When I started to see Satoshi Nakamoto by the code, it was obvious to me that this is all Saturnalian. All of the ritual about it is based in Saturn. And the connections through the code was the Saturn in Gematria equals 21 in Caldean. And 21 is a number that shows up in Bitcoin because Bitcoin has 21 million coins in supply. You could break it down further from that. But when you start studying the mythologies, you know that Saturn or Kronos by his son, Jupiter or Zeus. And what you'll see is in cryptocurrency,